Yeah. Did you just offer? 'Cause I don't have one. Because I don't have one.
We share around
Thank
here.
you.
Anybody have one? Good. What up?
So this time he'll introduce us to, um, Representative Hosey. We can just stay behind.
Okay.
Behind, or, yeah, we'll stay behind.
Gotcha.
So he can physically see us. Hi, how you doing? Good.
All right, I'm good.
I ain't see everybody know. I am. And Lavanda. What year did you graduate? 2000. I'm trying to take that money. I don't know, nobody passed the
I might
moment
get
class.
90 now. I might can get you 90 a little bit.
I know people, but I don't know their class, that they have graduated.
And by the time my kids came through, I think Casey was 2011 and Malik 2015.
Wish we had their turnout. I think we did everything we could, We did it on Facebook, we did it on the radio, we did it on church.
They're always good to meet you.
Brenda Daniels.
We're going to live stream, it's on our Facebook page. So you will be live. Are you comfortable with that? So I think most of, the alumni is here, after listening to you, say our community and say what's going on, what's new, what things are going on, and where are we, without the county when it comes to that. And then go into a little Q&A, a little Q&A for you. I'm good with that.
You can tell you put time into it.
And lack of sleep, you see what I mean? I told him, because what beauty saw that I need to help feel up under here. She told me, I didn't know I Googled that, and it's lack of sleep. I said, okay, well, at least I know why it's up under here. Yeah, but after today, woosah. Yes, I can sleep. Yeah.
But you know, I knew you thought about it too. Y'all said it too. At least asking my kids, you know that y'all know. You lucky, so you got people right there.
Yeah, look, give me a 25. That's it.
You ain't stand
I'll
up for
tell you,
it.
I'll tell you what you're gonna be.
But that's how you do it.
Yes. Okay.
No, I didn't. I said the name was on that. I just
Now, you and I are facilitators. So I'm here. I know even myself, brought my sister just to make sure that you're
So I would tell her she can join her association. I'm following her dance because it's too much that's not that's close enough to
At least have to look. Not unless we probably yeah. Mark, can you do that for me? No, look, I'm sorry, we have to adjust again.
Okay.
Yes.
Nah, that's still fine.
What wallet is that?
Nah, shit.
What's happening? It's changed so hard. Is it on?
One, two, two, one, two, two. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is Chinoa, but she have
Yeah, I got your head right here. Yep. Is it bolted down?
Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so excited, so exuberant to be here. I thank everyone for taking the time out of their busy schedules to come. Thank the alumni committee. I thank the people viewing on social media. Thank y'all for taking your time out to sow into Allendale County with your time, with your patience. That we trying to put Allendale County back into a respectful place, a rightful place, a growing place. So at this particular time, I want to introduce the current present alumni board members. I'm Willie Brown. I'm the president of the alumni, Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association. I'm a proud graduate member 1985 Allendale-Fairfax. We have also 1989 graduate from Allendale-Fairfax. Mr. Martin Locke, the financial manager. Okay, we have Ms. Marcy Morrell, graduate of Allendale-Fairfax 1989. She's our secretary. We have Anthony Carr, who also is a graduate of 1989. He's our trustee. And you have Darrell Williams. He's a graduate of 1994. He's our community outreach coordinator. And we have present with us Shanoa Reed. And we have Mr. Jamie White, Allendale-Fairfax alumni members. So, but here's our theme. And first, before I go forward, I'll be remiss not to honor Dr. King, who's present with us, who will be an exceptional leader in Allendale County, the school system, and also Mr. Holden, who's an exceptional leader in Allendale County. So we welcome them as they be our guest speakers, and it will be open for question and answer during our summer. Here's the Allendale-Fairfax Alumni theme. When we talk about our legacy, the alumni connection, boots on the ground. The theme, legacy alumni connection, boots on the ground, emphasize several key aspects. We have the Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association legacy. It highlights the enduring impact of Allendale County school system and its graduates. It suggests a desire to build upon accomplishment and tradition of the past. We have the Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Connection. This signifies the importance of fostering strong relationships among graduates. It emphasizes the creation of a supportive network for alumni to connect and collaborate. This is our theme. We talk about Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association, boots on the ground. This phase implies a proactive and engaged approach. It suggests that alumni are actively involved in contributing to the success of the Allendale County school system and the wider community. We welcome citizens of Allendale. We want to be all inclusive. We want to be inviting. We want to be welcoming. We want to draw the community as a whole in Allendale County. And we all share that same love. We all share that same passion. We all share that same dedication and commitment to Allendale County. And we all want to change. And we all want to change for the better. So the viewers, please get the word out to each member of Allendale County that the Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association want to collaborate with the school system. We want to collaborate with the leaders of Allendale County, and we want to collaborate and come in unity and love like we know that Allendale County can be. You know, we know Allendale County wants a great place. Allendale County is still a great place, but we as collective individuals that make up Allendale County have to come together in a group setting. We have to come together collectively and generate ideas, listen, be open-minded, be objective, and also be able to implement the things that we have on our heart to make Allendale County better. So, my mentor, John Maxwell, said it best. He said, if you want to hang around growing people, become a growing person. If you're committed, you'll attract others who are committed. And if you're growing, you'll attract others who are growing. And that put us in a position to begin to build a community of like-minded people, individuals who can help one another succeed. So I challenge the alumni, Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association. I challenge the citizens of Allendale County. I challenge the leaders of Allendale County. Commit with us, Allendale County. Grow with us, Allendale County. Build with us, Allendale County. And when we do that, we can be successful in growing Allendale County and bringing Allendale County and maintaining and keeping Allendale County at a growing place and at a respectful place where we all can benefit and be proud of Allendale County. We want Allendale County to succeed. We want Allendale County to be successful, but it takes a collective effort. So Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association, Allendale County, leaders, members, people who are viewing right now online, we welcome your ideas. We welcome your input. We welcome your suggestions. We welcome your support. And most importantly, we welcome your spirit. Thank you. Let's make Allendale County the best it can be. Thank you.
Morning.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. I'm Mark Rod, Finance Manager for Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association. Graduate of the class in 1989, served proudly in the United States Air Force, Operation Desert Storm. Did many other business ventures. One thing I'm most proud of is the contribution that I've made to my community and will continue. I've been tasked to introduce Representative Lonnie Holden. First, I want to say I called him. I said, Representative Holden, I know you're a busy man, but we need you. He said, I'll be there. And he's here. Want to say that he's my friend, my brother, my mentor. I've known him for at least 25 years. He's a great man. He's a man that needs no introduction. Representative Lonnie Holden, at this time, we'd love to hear from you, sir.
To God be the glory, for he is worthy to be praised. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm the Alumni Association, to all of you who are present here. As a politician, statesman, or whatever our citizens call us, we don't know sometimes what we're asked to do until we get to our destination. We're so happy to agree, to help, so we don't do a lot of asking. And so preparation can be made to come to forums like this. And then you find out you got to flip the pages. I'm just happy to be here this morning. I prepared a speech because I was told I could do the speech.
Yes.
And the speech incorporates some of the things that we hope to do. One thing about is that in 1999, when Mr. Wilbur Cave moved into the governor's office and to do some other things, he gave up the district and he had to select somebody to follow him. Big footprints, big shoes, Phil, and he called my name. I said, I thought Wilbur, you were my friend. But he pushed Phil to get me elected. And I growing up in Wilson and then in Monroe after American Arts. I stayed involved with civic things, American Legion, and all those things. I was in a bit of the Vietnam War, and wounded back in those days. And I just had to find my place in society that I wanted to do some things. I ran for the office of council in 1988, took a whipping, and I said I'd never do it again. But 11 years later, when Mr. Cade called me, the caucus sent him to do that, along to the support. After a week or so, I concurred to do it. Allendale and Monroe were in the district. I knew Allendale, but I didn't know enough about Allendale to say what Allendale needed at the time. I had gone to school at Voorhees with some of the students, Rivers, and others that were at Voorhees during the time I was there. And I came back and I said, Mr. Cade, you got to help me get started. He said, I would. Pointed me out to Reverend George Thompson, Reverend White, and others who were instrumental in setting the sail apart. I want to tell you, alumni, I'm not just here to speak, but I fell in love with Allendale. And no, it's not on a one-way street, it's on a two-way street. I just believe that you love me. You've shown that to me. If you want to get in a fight with this old soldier, you talk about Allendale a long way. Before that legislative body that I have to face. And all of a sudden somebody comes up with some negative stuff to say. I turned that negative thing to a positive thing. I wish I could put this aside and tell you, being one of you, let's talk. We make a lot of speeches. People feel good behind the speeches, walk away from the speeches, and that's it. No more done. We got a lot of things here. And sometimes it takes someone from outside who also are within to tell us what we need to do. And not tell, but remind us. Let me tell you, from my observation, this room ought to be full right now. You have alumni here. I want to be frank, direct. This room should be filled with alumni from Allendale and Fairfax. Yes, you're the soldiers, you're going to be leaders and movers, shakers, but this room should. As in other communities, and we're not talking about other communities now, we're talking about Allendale. And it's going to hurt, Doctor. It's going to hurt a little bit. We have too many different groups of people in a small town, less than 11,000 people, with a prison population being almost 2. We got to change that. We got to change it. I want to see it change. I want to see it change. I go to this group over here to do whatever they ask, and none of these people in this group over here come to that. And as you're around, 4 and 5 groups of people, and maybe more, have a program for me. But in his, this is no get along with that one. This is no get along with that. Yeah, we're live streaming. You want the truth? The truth is what I'm going to give you. Live streaming. You can push it anywhere you want. Simply, we got to make that change. It's going to make us angry to make that change. Because if you don't get angry about it, it's going to still remain the same. You got to make the change. We got to pray about this thing. Because Satan is busy. And while he's busy, he's not going to let us come together. Because he knows that together, we can make a difference. And together we will stand. But if we stay divided, we continue to fall. It hurts me when I hear on the radio my citizens agreeing to or letting happen when someone says, when you get to Allendale driving through, speed up. You ever heard that?
Yes.
Why? Somebody has negligited what we call Allendale. Let me go back to 1999 when Mr. Clayton was the dean of Salkehatchie. And I sat with him, said, what can we do to beautify, to make Allendale look good, and a place to attract those persons coming through here from west and the north and whatnot, going to Hilton. What can we do to ask a hold up some of those people and maybe show them that we have an effort to move forward, that somebody, as an entrepreneur, would want to turn back and give us some money to help our situation or establish a business or something here. And we talk about fields that will not be barren. How do we turn them into golf courses and that kind of thing? How can we improve the area? Revitalizing back to the buildings, I'm scattered right now. running back to the buildings, you know, all the unpainted buildings, let's paint those buildings, let's make those facades look good, let's do it. I said to a group the other day, when I was a recruiter for Voorhees College, and I had the opportunity to travel throughout the state quite a bit. One day, I had to go through a little town called Chesterfield, South Carolina. Anybody ever heard of it? Chesterfield. And I went through Chesterfield, and I was amazed at how clean this little town was. How beautiful it was. And I felt that if I put my food on the ground, I could pick it up and eat it. That's how clean this town was to me. Wow, painted buildings, everything, old cars are gone. I just had to journey through this slowly to see this. Somebody cared for Allendale to attract those persons coming through here and its own citizens is to beautify it somewhat. Make it look good. Industry will come, schools will improve. These kind of things because you have to kind of network. So it's a pleasure to be here today for Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association Business Summit. As stated on your announcement, the topic is a call to action for alumni to actively participate in the continued success of Allendale County School System and the alumni community as a whole. I'm so proud of you. I am for you who have come to do this. I'm proud of you. Look at your uniform. I'm proud of you. You're making the right step. Two key phrases here to me are what you said in your invitation is that we want to be actively and participate and continue success. That is your goal for the business summit, that you want to do this. The summit is composed of leaders, and I'm not just trying to tell you, I'm just reminding you of two or more entities, organizations, or groups coming together for the outcome of a common cause. Now that might not be the definition in Webster Dictionary, but this is my understanding of the purpose of a summit. I see all of us here today as leaders. You are. Because everyone influences someone. Social media is filled with influencers and have a large influence on young and not so young people, with both positive and harmful outcomes. Yes, it is. Well, you don't have to be on social media to be an influencer. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader and influencer. If your actions are negative, well, you get my point. You lead people the wrong way. Next. We want to be positive influencers, especially in this group of leaders that I see here, that I'm impressed to see there. In the past, you have worked, and I've worked with all of you as indirectly for Mark Martin, Louis Cave, White, and others here. We've had direct shoulder-to-shoulder kind of movement over the years. And we want to keep that because I see in them leaders. And young ladies, I see in you that same kind of leadership. And by the way, I'm off page. Willie Brown might be kind of my wife, so I'll give you a he's big enough to help me out here. Because the Priester family, the Brown family has connections. In the past, you have worked together and have achieved some success. But today we are here to do more by actively participating for continued success. That's our goal, right? How do we reach that goal? What steps do we need to take? What checks and balances do we need to incorporate to make sure we reach that goal? Are we advocating for our schools and teachers and business community? Are we educating our citizens of the importance of voting, particularly our young people? Are we looking for ways to bring more jobs to our community? How do we work together to achieve great results and not just create a great plan? Many times we do have the best plan in the world, but it dies for lack of action, putting it together. So let me tell you, it's giving the speech and I'm going to head with that. It's not I. It's all of us. It's all of us. Brown mentioned it when he was giving you the wealth. It's all of us together. To do that successfully, we must work together as a team and remain focused on the set goal of our goals and leave our egos at the door.
Yes.
When we come in our meeting, because you're hoping that they will listen to you only. No, that's not the way it's going to work. You got to listen to. You got 2 ears. What that means? Listen more than you speak. You got one mouth. Listen. Listen plays a great role in our success. It does. You know, nature is full of harmonious relationships. For example, look at a zebra now, listen to this, and an ostrich. We wouldn't necessarily think that they were good buddies. A zebra and an ostrich. They don't look alike. I would automatically assume that they would have much in common. It's surprising to learn that zebras and ostriches often travel together, and they look out for each other. This relationship keeps them safe from predators because they make a great team. Why? Zebras have a keen sense of smell and hearing, but they have poor eyesight. On the other hand, ostriches have great vision, but their sense of smell and hearing are not so good. Each animal benefits from the strengths of the other, and they warn each other of approaching danger. You got something, I got something. A strength over here, a weakness over here, strengthened by this over here, and you got it all working as a team. Oh yes. Relationships in the animal kingdom makes me think about humans and how we relate to one another. We hear every day about conflicts between people, political parties, neighbors, even church organizations. This has been going on since the beginning of humanity. I'm sure you know of people who are caught up in arguments, bitterness, jealousy, resentment, and other negative situations, not just in their personal lives, but in their professional lives as well. Some people are so concerned with competition and being right about everything that they have lost what it takes to make any relationship work for mutual benefit. Mutual. What's your mutual benefit here today? Will be to have a successful forum. And from this successful forum, how you can work it from now on. You can tweak it later on, you can amend it, whatever, but be with success. It is important to respect the value and opinions of people in our lives, especially when working for common cause. And we should appreciate that when it all boils down, we all really want the same thing, to reach our goal of actively participating for continued success of Allendale County Schools and the community as a whole. Like I mentioned earlier, leave the egos at the door and be willing to work together for the common goal. Let me offer you 5 values you should consider when working together. Number 1, clarity. None of you got PhD degrees, and you have been everywhere in the world. You can speak the language of people everywhere, but they don't understand you, but you didn't clarify. If I could speak French and you don't speak French, if I could speak Spanish and you don't speak Spanish, you didn't clarify. Amen. God can use it. Clear communication is key. While you may not agree on everything, it's important that your communication, you communicate opinions, ideas, and priorities clearly to avoid unnecessary conflicts or misunderstandings. That's the worst thing in the world when you're told to go out the front door. And that's where you're supposed to go. And you decide that you didn't get it right, you put out the dumpster. It could be $1 because it was not clear how you do that. Number 2, efficiency. Keep meetings or reports short and to the point. This helps your partners get their work done on time. Number 3, positivity. Not everything will go smoothly, but be willing to shake off negativity, keep a positive attitude for long-term success. 4, trust. You want everyone to feel comfortable enough to contribute their ideas and unique skills, believe in their interests and abilities. I'm going to pause this for a moment. We had a little club at Williston that grew to 134 men. Before I know this, I was just wrecking people. We grew to, and this was in 1970, 71 year. We grew to 134 men. We had sort of upset the town about, at that time, no black people were in any positions. So we were going around telling those folks that we need to integrate. We need to do this thing. But then we had purchased some land, and we didn't have money to purchase a building. The land was growing up with grass and whatnot. We didn't have nobody to take care of it. So one of our members said, why don't we do something to the land that we don't have to work so hard with the grass grow? He said, why don't we plant some cabbage and some turnips? And they laughed him out of the building. Watch him. Laughed him out of the building. The young man got so affected, he had a lot to offer. He walked away and never returned. We have to think about humans. We have to think about things. And I always say that as a leader, in the meetings that I preside over, there's no foolishness or answers or questions. If you got it on your mind and heart, we're going to fix it right before you leave here. So feel free, feel comfortable. If you don't know why the building's been colors, man, ask the question because you need to know that. If you need to know it. And there's a way sometimes people are not on track with you. You got to deal with that track. Because that person or those persons have people who support them. And they lead others. The second story, I was recruiting for warriors, I told you. I went down to West Allendale High School that day, and this lady named Debbie was the guy. And she allowed me to speak to all the seniors of the high school that day. They followed me, and there was just one character in the group acting up before I could get started. And I said, young man, you okay? I said, will you please just sit down and I said, well, do you mind, just because I don't think you're interested, we just go back to the guy's office and tell him that you're not interested, and I said, come to, yeah. He jumped in and said, oh, come on. Don't hold my last guy up in the fall with this guy. I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody. They walked out. He was a leader. I didn't know that. So my trip was wasted. I didn't get anybody. I couldn't go back to the guy in council and say, look, yeah, I lost those students because I didn't have this guy, right? You walk down the whole class hall. There was about 40 people in that class. My goodness. So we have to be very careful how we handle in meetings, how we carry people on. Number 5, accountability. Make sure everyone is holding themselves accountable for their work. If someone is not keeping their promise of meeting a deadline or not delivering the project work that's expected, try to locate the issue and support them so they can reach their goals in the future. Remember that we all have different strengths and knowledge from our diverse backgrounds. Different skill levels and personalities are great, but working together successfully is only possible when everyone embraces these values. And I see Superintendent Kim, she knows that she couldn't make it without that in the school district. She has to have a way. Hold the throne now. You can't go down weakened. You got to be firm. Because people just take advantage of you. But at the same time, in this situation that you try to do for the Allendale Association to get things going, nobody's being paid us out to volunteer. And so we use that in a way of the volunteering to help make things happen. Now, somebody will be planted sometime in a situation here that is different from what you want to do. The angry society, or whatever it might be, to upset you and so that you can fall apart. The 134 men I mentioned in the Williston community thing earlier on, I come back to that. Because we were, rather than moving some things in that town that was against certain people, they planted one among us. And the wonderful Williston weekend was held. And we were responsible for all the barbecue. And however we did it, we didn't know how to do it, but we did it. It looked like we made a whole lot of money. But the way we did it, because we didn't know how, we ended up with $159.50 profit out of 4 days a week. And there was no money stolen away. It's just we didn't know what we were doing. That was an opportunity to say they stole the money. Do you know from the 134 men that had everybody in the town coming out, parked on the streets to see us fight each other? And when it was all over, we ended up with 35 men, not 34, 35 men out of 134. Because people walked away, you understand. Because somebody was planted among us to destroy us. Somebody will be planted in your organization. Beware of it. Watch it. Be cautious of the fact that that can happen. I hope that person is not here. I speak the truth. I hope that person is not here. Okay, so you pay attention. There are 2 Bible scriptures I'm coming to a conclusion that came to me while putting these remarks together. Most of you know where I'm going. The first is Habakkuk 2nd chapter, 2nd verse, which reads, "And the Lord answered me, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he who reads it may run. When the vision is written down, and then implement it, those we lead can run with it, and we will see the vision succeed. A clear process begins in development as it is made plain. P-L-A-I-N. The second scripture is Proverbs 29:18, and it reads, "Where there is no vision, the people perish, but happy is he who keeps the teaching." After the vision is made plain, it is to be occasionally, continually shared and taught to the people as it grows, becoming a reality. Keep it before them while you're here. Your theme of your forum, keep it there, that while you're here. Let me share another fact on how we can learn from nature. Scientists now know that there are excellent reasons for birds to arrange themselves in a classic V shape. When flying in that arrangement, as each bird flaps its wings, it creates an uplift for the bird immediately following. By flying in a V formation, the whole flock is able to add at least 70% greater flying range than if each bird flew on his own. Whenever a goose falls out of the group formation, it certainly feels the drag, putting back in that, and resistance of flying alone. Observers tell us that the bird will quickly get back in formation to take advantage of the lifting power of the bird in front. Because if you got people working, it's easy. Mark, about you in the mortician business, just come to mind while I'm standing here. And you have 6 girls, and you carry a heavy load a person that's very weighty. Those 6 guys got to perform their part. 6 girls, whoever you have. If one falls by the wayside, you can tell that he turned and then carried the load. You guys got his hand on it. But when you put back on the hand, you see what I'm trying to tell you? The Lord need all of us. It has also been noted that when the lead goose gets tired, it rotates back into the formation, and another goose assumes the point of the flying position. And amazingly, the geese in formation hump from behind to encourage those up front to keep up the good work. Keep on! Move on! Let's go! Move out! So if we simply take the trouble to look up, we can find a glorious lesson written in the very sky above our heads. Let me say again, everyone has different skills, expertise, and talent. When we all work together, we all are able to make use of the experiences and knowledge and skills of everyone involved to achieve the shared goal. Not to mention, working together also fast-tracks projects deliveries as we are able to combine our strengths and our expertise to get things done. A problem that would have taken a single person weeks to resolve might be solved by a team within a few hours, as everyone is able to exercise their unique skills and viewpoints to get things done. I say to the leader, who might be the chair of the group, you get to know who's working for you and their capabilities. Get to know them, and don't all give it to one person all the time. You're gonna make the others sit around and be bored. But I gotta go to that meeting, but I don't have nothing to do there. But if they come, they got to do something. What's the weather like? It's gonna rain. What's the this, that? It's gonna do this. You know, there's something that they have to do. Keep them busy. Working together also allows for sharing ideas for our area, understanding how different people think, work, and operate. This in turn allows everyone to learn from each other and build their strengths, their favor. As a result, working together proves to be mutually beneficial to all those involved. Let me conclude with a quote from Coretta Scott. The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of the members, loving each other. Don't forget to include God in your thing. Pray. pray, give him the glory. Thank you. Let the greatness of Allendale-Fairfax Alumni Association business begin. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. That's my speech. Now let me tell you, you mentioned some things about conditions. You need to now organize to go to county council meetings, somebody, city council meetings, school board meetings, all the meetings that you can to bring back to you information that you can then know what's going on in the county. Let me tell you, I came prepared. I got a list of stuff here that Allendale County say they need, even from leadership, Sophie Ashley, and all through, okay?
Yes.
I got police need work. I got backhoes, and all this kind of stuff here that says Allendale County. I'm not gonna bore you unless you ask me to do it, to do for Allendale. And I got a District 91 that covers all of Allendale, all of Longville, and a large portion of Western Orange River. Right now, I have 13 requests in this budget that come to a total of $40 million. Mr. Kill said back there, you crazy? You ain't gonna get that money because he knows that's not gonna happen. But we're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna do the best we can to get these folks funded for what they're asking for. So I'm on top best I can with things that you want from me. And I want you to take my number, Alumni Association. I thought I had enough cards for the in my pocket. 803-671-1184. That's my cell. That's the best way to get to me. And I love text messages because a lot of times I cannot answer direct. If you sit in the chamber, when I can't answer it. But if you send me a text, I'll send a text back, got you, you got back with you. So you won't be there saying, well, I'll send it to you, you have to answer my call. I can't answer all the time. Sometimes a whole day before I return a call. It depends on what I'm doing. And so, please, text messages to me. And I want you to use the number. Yes, I said the other day, when I filed for re-election, I said, are you crazy, Milton? And the answer came to me and said, yes, you're crazy. I said, go home. 25 years that we tried this. And it's time to do something else. But I love my job for people, working with people, working with people. And I blame Mr. King, really, for to me. He's been my friend all the way along the way. But we are this today. Any questions or comments right now? For me, if you have the time to do that, tell me. Any questions or comments? She said, I have that. So cute and any questions or comments?
Representative,
Yes, sir.
I don't have a question, but I want to say this. I want to personally thank you for everything you have done and will continue to do. And when he said call him or text him, he's serious about that. He means that. This man is accessible. There's no question about it. I want to take advantage of this opportunity to say that we are a very new organization, and we're going to be calling you for wisdom and guidance. Not to try to tie you up or anything, but we're going to lead you along the way because our goal is to succeed. Okay?
What's the question again?
Basically, what I'm saying, we're a new organization, and we know that you know the way. You got the wisdom, knowledge, expertise, so we're going to be clear.
I want you to.
Yes, sir.
I want you to. That's foolish to see me. I want you to. I said, you're going to quit. No, I'm not quitting. I'm 77 years old. Don't mind sharing. But y'all energize me with what you do, okay? I think if it's all whatever I'm running from, I'll catch up with you. And a lot of them have to bury me. I don't do that, you know? So I'm here, and I got ailments like anybody else. As you see, my hearing, old veteran is full of milk. I ain't actually cry. I'm going to cry from prayer. Okay? It's just a good thing. I just met with the new beautification committee Monday night. And it's hard for that to use that group. I say similar things to them about the groups that we have. That really is to try to find a way to work together. Some kind of something that you have to bring people together. I know you tried it before. Don't give up on it. Try it again. Some kind of way. And the Alumni Association, the way you look at now, to me, probably the movement that you're looking for. That movement. Who cares about this community more than you? You went to 12 years of school over here. If you fail. It belongs to you. You don't want your community to go down. Yes, the superintendent got all kinds of knowledge, experience, and doing a whole lot of things. But what among you? Why can't we make it grow and happen? Start today. If you don't believe what I'm saying, you follow that. I've got over time, and a lot of water in me. When the water come out, because that kid. I didn't go there to be a millionaire. I went there to help. And the first thing, a gentleman in Lagos, and I asked him for the first dollar campaign. He said, "Sir, I don't know you. What's your platform?" I said, "Well, to help people." I said, "My platform will be people's platform, not mine. It will be with the people." Okay? And I have to find out that by communicating with them. That's what I'll do. You don't get that all works. But people don't care how many kids you got, how much money you have, how much all that. But people do watch to see, feel that you care. You're serious. And you care. And that's why I'm still here. Because I care. Care enough to be here. I could have told us a lot. I got something else to do. I know we didn't done it. That's what we did my text. But I can't care. Okay. I got another engagement tonight. But yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm back. I'm just somebody else. And I asked the group Monday night, do you think I'm genuine? And really, I got a completely sound yes. Do you believe that? And if you believe in your leadership, then it works for you. If you don't have belief in your leadership, it will not work out for you. So leaders, stand tall. And as the God be all thy great people, skimming through this barren land, and weep, but thou art mine. Hope, but thou art mine. The bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. When you get the glory of God, everything will work out for you. Any other question?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I thank you for the words that you imparted so far. I'm concerned about the future of the school district, primarily because of the services that the county does not have to be able to offer to the students. So, can you go back and tell me why there's not a DHEC here? Because when I was growing up and when I was in school and as a teacher, we had that social services here. That's a big part that's missing. I hired our own social worker so that I can provide the opportunities for the children. Our families are suffering because they don't have that support. So, do you know why that office is not here? Maybe somebody else in the audience knows. Everybody skates around why that building is not here anymore, why that service is not here. There are a lot of services that the children don't have in this county. And that's unfortunate. The legislature should do something about it. No, not lunch program, DHEC. It is our Department of Social Services. It's no longer here in the county.
Oh, no, the truth of it is, okay, you know what we are? And
It's in Barnwell.
you know, and I'm talking about our state legislature. The truth of the matter is that we have 124 House members, okay? Of the 124 House members, we have 82 Republican members. We have 42 Democrats. In the Senate, we have 46 total members. We have 30 Republicans and 16 Democrats. That's your answer.
Yeah, I understand that's the answer, but that's not the need.
I graduated here, went all the way through high school. I was born and raised here. I still live here, so I want the best for my kids, and I want the best for the association as well.
Okay.
He knows. You know.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chenoa Cohen-Reed. I tell everyone when I meet them, I am from Allendale, South Carolina. I was raised here. My parents, I've always lived in Barnwell, and I tell the funny story. My family knows this. In fourth grade, I begged my mom and dad to let me go to elementary school with my cousins in Barnwell. You know, Representative Hosey, and I did for 1 year. I'm class of '94, so Daryl and I grew up together, and I got there in 2 weeks. I cried every day, and I wanted to come back to Allendale. And my dad asked my mom, let her come back, and she was like, nope, she started the school, she got finished. And so from that moment on, I never left my classmates. That was the only year I did not go to school in Allendale. And I did, I guess, Head Start in Fairfax through 12th grade, except for 4th grade. I love it. It's my heart, no matter where I go and teach. I tell people the education that I received in Allendale, and I say Allendale raised me. Hampton University got me on my feet and did the blessing of being there, but I always say my education in Allendale raised me, and I come here all the time and I think about, I'm looking in the room and I can make a connection with everyone that either you, I remember class of '89 and what y'all did. I remember growing up seeing you, my dad, being the chair of the prom committee, class of '85, and staying all night. And I think it was a community roots. I remember Mary B. Thomas and Ms. Cope making sure that we never missed the practice. I remember Cousin Marcella sitting on the front porch and leaving school every day. So those are the things. I remember Deacon Gill, y'all, we looked for him to be at everybody's church singing. Those are the type things that and as my grandma would have garden club meetings and tea clubs and the retired teachers who would be at every one of our programs. I remember at AF High School when we would have a program at Allendale Elementary, all the retired teachers would sit on the front row. They would be at our program. They would be there telling us what a great job we did, or if we didn't dress right, and don't wear that the next time. And it was all in love, and it was a level of community. So when people hear us talk about an Allendale, and they're like, well, what is it about Allendale? And this is what grew us and groomed us and made sure we had a love for a special place. I walked in today and I looked out that door and you can look straight down that street, and I said, I told Mark Lott, I said, we got a beautiful little town here that people have written something different about. I've been in Orlando, Florida. My family and I moved back here. I'm an educator at heart. I'm an educator at heart. I taught high school, middle school. I was a school counselor for all levels. So that's my passion when we serve together. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 children. I love all the work that I do, making sure that education, the best education for all children. I tell people, I travel around the country teaching other teachers what I used to do for years. And one of the best feelings I got, I was in Philadelphia teaching a course, and the elevator doors opened, and my 12th grade statistics teacher from Allendale-Fairfax High School was on it. Mr. Nichols was on the door when it opened. Oh, wow. And I screamed and I hugged him, and he was there with a group of teachers from Greenwood, and all the teachers looked at him like, he's like, and they saw me teaching the course. We were doing a professional development course in Philadelphia, and they said, you know her? He's like, that's one of my students from Allendale. Now, mind you, I said they were from Greenwood. Most of them lived in Greenfield. They were from upstate. And I heard when they said, you used to teach in Allendale? He said, those were the best years.
Wow.
And we just hugged it, and I said, oh, and I told my class return, I said, y'all, I feel so special. I'm here doing professional development, and I had traveled to like San Diego that summer. I went to Dallas, I was in Philly, and I was super tired. The elevator door opened, and we just both said, Allendale. Those are the type things, that's our passion here. So I appreciate you, Representative Hosey. I've been coming, you and Ms. Doris have always been our heart. family. So been hearing you speak at all these things, so we are glad that you thought it not robbery to come and pour into it, you and Dr. King, because we just want to help. And we want these kids in this generation to have that feeling and have that pride and that legacy that we walk away with.
Okay, no.
We're Robert County, 1996 graduate at the University.
You know, small words, but you got big things.
Yes. Crystal Isham, Allendale County Auditor, and I am a graduate of 1997 Allendale-Fairfax. Elaine Sack, Allendale County Clerk of Court, and I'm a graduate of 1982 of Allendale-Fairfax.
Randy Creech, class of 1989, some of my classmates. Town council, being here, thank you, Mr. Holy, for being here. This is one of my teachers that taught me when I was in middle school, so I'm just delighted. Wow. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Willa Jennings. I'm a graduate of ATS. I'm going to change my year. You know how old I am. I am a graduate of ATS. I'm president of the County Council.
Mark by class of 1989, United States Air Force, serving Operation Desert Storm, travel the world, but there's no place like home. Fortunately, I received full medical retirement from the United States Air Force, and I just received my 20-year award for sponsorship for the Allendale County, Allendale-Fairfax High School Beta Club sponsorship. So next step is 25 years. So thank everybody. White.
And I'm Jamie White. I'm from the great class of 1990. Black-owned resident of Allendale, with the exception of years of college in Charleston and an internship in Washington, D.C. I've been right here all my life, and I plan on, if it's the Lord's will, to invest the rest of my life in the county and community I love. At this time, I've been represented. If you would come back just a second, sir. I have been tasked with, and it is a great honor for me to present a token of appreciation from the Alumni Association for you sharing your time with us today and your valuable knowledge with us today. And I want to say, too, on behalf of Allendale County and Allendale County Council, and Ms. Jennings with us today, we thank you for your tireless efforts and everything you've done for Allendale County and representing us on the House floor in Columbia. I know it can bother you a lot, because we can depend on you. But we love you, we thank you for sharing with us today. And that's just a token of appreciation from the Alumni Association. Come on, now, say thank you.
Take a peek in the bag.
I appreciate it.
Peek in that bag, Representative.
Okay.
Take a look at that bag.
Look at there.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Your son, welcome.
Yes. On the road. You correct me, right. That's great. This guy wait on us too.
Yes, sir.
All right. We thank you all. I'm going on the spot now. You're giving me my gifts. I can sit down. But really, it's much more than you have gotten here today. That I'd like to share with you at some point. And so when you come back, invite me back, your time, and we'll share more. Now, the session ends, we got a Sunday resolution, but session actually ends the second Thursday in May. From January, the second Tuesday, the second Thursday in May, we legislative sessions in, and then we committee work called an officer on Ways and Means, so we work throughout the summer and whatnot, and fall. But it's not an everyday thing like we do in the session. So this government for punishment say to you that if you have a need for anything that I can do, give me a call. Now, keep in mind this. Please remember, I'm not a robot. I am a person. Okay, any robotic thing, you can do things right back and forth. If I don't answer you the day that you call, now who wants that call answered? You. You. If I don't answer the day you call, something happened along the day that I cannot. You need to make a second call.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't mean that sometimes I answer calls back 2 or 3 days late, but I don't like that because that's how things are generated. With 44,000 people in the district, keep in mind, 44,000 people in the district, everybody wants something for their district, and we got a lot of problems in our district. The phone continues to ring. I said I'm not a robot. Even a robot gets tired. So that no speaking stops. I just want to show you, I'm ready to help you and want to answer your questions or your concerns. You need to stay on it until you get it. When I sit down on get down on my knees and I call on Jesus, I say, Jesus, I need something and I just want this. He doesn't answer me right away. You think I go away and say, I'll send a message to Jesus, he ain't answer me yet. No, sorry, I go right back on my knees, say, Jesus. I'm not Jesus, but I'm saying you got to keep that line of communication open. And then we get knowing how to communicate. You want the answer. That guy going on TV said, one call, that's all. That guy gets paid. I don't get paid for that. Okay, so I'm going to say to you, stay on the phone, send text messages instead, because I can answer a text message quicker than I can a direct phone message, especially when we're in session. We're not allowed to use our phones on the floor. And there's some issues going on at the same time. If I walk off the floor to answer your questions and I miss something, I could vote wrongly for you. It's just because one little thing can change the bill. So keep that in mind. And don't let that stop you from making contact. Thank you. I would like to stay around and eat the food that you're prepared. No, I'm just kidding. I'll make sure. But I'd like to stay around, but I got a person come to the house. I got to call and tell them to hold up at 12 o'clock to do some work for me today. And we are running at that point. If you end the last question. Last question. If not, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. At this time, we're going to adjourn for 5 minutes, and we will meet back here to listen to Dr. Haley.
what's up?
Yeah, man.
Man, I tell you what, I finally gathered myself back together.
It took me a while.
Get everybody.
I ain't know Louis
I
yet.
ain't know where
No, listen, the
I'm about 40%.
it's good to see my wife can tell you, bro. Like
I ain't know where
that first week I was done.
Seeing like I told Mark Street, I think we can do that.
So we are
That's how I look.
ready to
That's how I look.
give her the floor. Thank you so much. Mark.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
At this time, I'm here to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Valerie Cope-Cade, Superintendent of Allendale County School District. I have known a lot of superintendents over the years, actually all of them, but I can say that Dr. Cade is very unique. I contacted Dr. Cade. I said, Dr. Cade, I've been tasked to introduce you. Could you give me a bio or something? And she's just so approachable and so down there, and I can't thank her enough for that. I mean, you know, that is person, PhD, they want you to this title, that title, well, I went to this school, that school. She said, just tell her I'm a small town country girl from Fairfax, South Carolina, and went to college and came back and taught in Allendale, and moved on to further education, and now I'm a superintendent. When we were back earlier, I slid her a note because I didn't want to be rude. I said, do you still play the piano? She said, yes, I played for a church. That's what I remember about Dr. Cade growing up.
Yes.
Singing and playing that piano. And here we are. A woman that needs no introduction. Our illustrious superintendent, Dr. Valerie Cope-Cade.
I'm gonna be careful with what I say because you remember it all. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
I thank you all so much for allowing me the opportunity just to kind of have a conversation with you. I haven't prepared a speech. I actually prepared some bullet points that I just want to talk with you about because that's what we need to have as a conversation. I'm really proud to be back here. Sometimes I tell myself, why did you ever leave me? But life has a way of bringing you full circle. I left for a moment in time, but my heart never left because my parents were always here. I used to drive back and forth to play for church, and thank you. And now life has just brought me full circle to come back and be the superintendent. Little did I know that my father-in-law, Garrett Cade, would actually speak this into existence because he did. I was a principal in Brunswick, Georgia, and Garrett would often call me to just check on how I was doing and how the boys were doing, because the boys were away in college at that time. And he said to me, girl, you need to come back and be the superintendent. I said, I'm not prepared to be no superintendent. I don't want that foolishness. I'm not. I don't want any of that. Little did I know that he was just predicting, you know, speaking into existence what was actually going to happen to me at that time. I'll never forget it because I called my mom to tell him what Garrett said. Wherever Mr. Cade is today looking down on me, I know that he's smiling because he wanted this to happen more than anything. So I want to talk with you a little bit about purpose and about vision, those things that I have for Allendale County. I don't know if you know, but my motto since I have been here is together we can do this. Because as I began to study and prepare for my interview in Allendale with the State Department, I found the vision. I did not find unity. So I said, what can I use to speak to the people and to speak to my children and to speak to the staff? That's why I selected Together We Can Do This. And it's very, very fitting because, as Representative Posey said, we have to be able to come together as a group in order to move our community forward. we're entirely too divided. I see it every single day. My goals, I have 4 of those goals, and I speak them all the time. My first goal is for my children to be empowered, and for them to be empowered to be able to be enrolled in a college, to be able to be entrepreneurs if they so desire, to be able to be enlisted, or just to be able to be empowered to be to greatness. So I want everything that I do every single day to focus on those things for my children. And I say my children because I take each one of them as though they are my own. And they're beginning to realize that, is that I'm going to make every decision for them. Our schools are moving forward. They are doing a good job. I'm struggling a little bit in our middle school, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. But I want to share just a little bit of data with you as to why we need to make sure that we empower our children. We cannot worry about what happens at home. And I know you say, you can't. Well, I will control that. I can only control what's in my sphere of influence. So they're with me, most of them from 7:15 in the morning until, some of them until about 5:30 in the afternoon. So I need to control what happens during that time of day. Because if I can influence their minds and influence their brain to change their trajectory, regardless of what's happening at home, they're going to continue to move forward because I've got to give them that will to go beyond and reach beyond the brain. So when you think about children, the younger generation, this Gen Z generation, you got to really think about how do you create an environment that's focused on them, because it's about them. Schools exist for who? Schools exist for children. I tell my staff that all the time. Sometimes they don't necessarily like to hear that, but I put the children first. I spend all the money on the children. I take care of the adults too, but the children will get it first. So the children of this new generation, 46% of how they feel appreciated is by the words that they hear. So remember that, 46% of how they feel about themselves comes from the words that others impart to them. 31% of how they feel about themselves comes from the time that people spend with them. So you got 46% coming from the words, 31% coming from what? Time that you spend with them, so relationships are important. 17% is the service, that they have the opportunity to be able to interact in a service type of opportunity. Okay? So that doesn't matter as much to them. And then while you think they want everything, only 7% of gifting influences their thinking. What matters the most is what we say to empower them for greatness, the time that we spend with them, and the opportunities that we can provide for them. So think about that as you interact with your children, your grandchildren, other people of this new generation. I want to tell you a little bit about the current state of affairs because I'm very transparent. One thing Ellen Weaver can say about me, that when she says something to me, she's gonna get my answer. So I tell her, be prepared for my answer, because I'm going to give you exactly what's happening. Yes. So our current state of affairs is our academics. You know we're under state control. The State Department has been very, very, very supportive of every single initiative that I have put forward. They haven't said no to anything. So I attribute some of the things that I'm able to do is because they're supporting me. Because they truly have supported me in what's best for the children. But our academic struggles in some instances. Our elementary school is moving along extremely well. They're doing a good job. We have some absolutely marvelous teachers in that building who are working really hard And we have to continue to work on our literacy rate and our math. Our middle school struggles somewhat. Now, you know that's at middle school age.
Yes.
Middle school children don't know where they are, what to say, how to say it, or what they want to do. It's just who they are. But they get past that. It's adolescence. They get past that eventually. But we struggle in middle school because it was very difficult to get teachers. So at one given time, I had 6 virtual teachers in that building. They were on the computer, had a paraprofessional in the room with them, and they were getting instruction. And they still are getting instruction virtually. But I'm happy to say that we have hired all of our staff for next year for that middle school. We'll clap too fast. We have one, we need one teacher, one 8th grade math teacher, and then we need a guidance counselor. But we're really moving along well and filling our positions. We're really excited about that. And then our high school, they are really coming along. We're progressing. You know, we have a low high school graduation rate. One time it was in the 80s, and then during COVID, it was high. Then when we came back after COVID, what happened to the children? Does anybody know? They didn't come back to school. What happened? They got jobs, and they like having the money. They like making $17, $18, $19, $20 an hour. And why should they come sit in the classroom when they can make that money, right? Because I can't give them $20 an hour. I can give them a future to make that. Okay, so we're working on getting our high schoolers to come back to school. Right? It's a very difficult task, but they have progressed, and I'm really proud of the work that's being done there. So that's a little bit about our academics from the elementary, the middle, and the high. And then, of course, I have an alternative learning program, and I'm working diligently to think about opening Little New Steps again. And I'll talk about that in a few minutes. Our staffing, we have offered some great incentives for our staff to come out. I don't know if you see it on Facebook, because I'm a big public media person, because I've got to tell the story. Because if I don't tell the story, somebody else is going to tell the story for us. I understand right now I need to go, I'm very transparent. I understand I need to go on Facebook right now and make some comments about somebody saying something very negative about the school district, but I'll handle that as soon as I leave from here. So we have to make sure that we speak our story and we speak our truth. So I needed to find a way to get staff to come to Allendale. So I set out with my director of human resources and my financial director to work on that. So we offer $15,000 bonus, sign-on bonus. I have the highest sign-on bonus, little Allendale, for teachers to come. Well, you know what? It worked. Mm-hmm. Because they are coming. They are leaving other places, and they are coming here to be able to work. So you have to make sure that you set incentives. But not only do I have an incentive for people coming, I have a retention bonus. So they receive their contracts this week, and anybody who signs their contract by a certain time will get an additional $1,000. Anybody who comes back the next year will get an additional $1,000. If you're here at Christmas, you'll get an additional Christmas bonus. So we have to make sure that we incentivize the persons that are there. Now, one of the things that the state did, which is magnificent for us, and this is all about staffing, and I don't know whether you know it, and I want the community to know, we are a pay-for-performance district. What that means is that if our children keep progressing, teachers can earn up to $20,000 additional on their pay, because the State Department has put forth the money for our district to be paid for performance as well as Williamsburg. So Allendale County is a pay-for-performance district in kindergarten through 8th grade. We haven't developed it for the high school, but we have done it for K-8. So those teachers have competed, the children have taken the test, and I can't wait to see how the formula works out to see what the teachers actually earn. And then
when the state report card comes out, if we have moved the school out of one category to another, you know, you can do unsatisfactory, below average, average, good, and excellent. If we have moved our schools to any one of the categories, then everybody in the building will get an incentive. From cafeteria workers to custodians, everybody will then get an additional incentive. And sometimes that can be up to $5,000 for them. Okay? So the State Department is really trying for us in Allendale County Schools to move forward by putting those types of things in place for us to reward our employees for being able to do the work. Another issue in our schools, I've talked about academics, I've talked about our staffing. We'll talk about absenteeism. Absenteeism is an atrocious problem in our school district. Sometimes our children will miss 5, 10, 20. I have children who have missed 90 days of school. If you miss that many days of school, it is very difficult to catch that up and to be able to make up that seat time. And we have seat time requirements. So I try to get my parents to understand you've got to bring the children to school. I don't want them to come if they're sick, but I'm going to fix that for next year as well. All right? By having a partnership with someone that they can come sick and we'll provide infirmary care for them. So I'm trying to take care of it. I'm trying to eliminate bad things and eliminate excuses. I don't want them to come if they got COVID or come if they have chicken pox or measles or those kinds of things. But if they got a little headache or a slight little fever or something like that, sometimes we can manage those types of things at school. Then we have some behavioral issues. If I tear up a bit, it's because it's really torn me apart. I have a student, 14 years old, while she was sleeping there, she was shot and killed. That's unacceptable. Then I have an 11-year-old who was shot on Thursday. Then I have another home that was shot up last night. Okay? So that's 3 rounds of shootings that have affected my schools. That's unacceptable for this community. Children should be able to go to bed at night and be able to wake up the next day. They shouldn't have to worry about what's going to happen to them as we leave. And our children in this community need some additional things to be able to do other than focus on things that don't matter the most. So which brings me to community partnerships and parental engagement. Dr. Gilmore and Molly Spearman saw fit that they would work with the county council and begin to move towards a community center for the school district. I think it's an absolutely marvelous idea. All I want to do is be able to be a part of it, be at the table when the decisions are made. But it's going to be a wonderful thing for our school, for our community, because it will change the focus of where our children are. If we put the right types of things in that building, and if it's focused on the community and focus on the needs of the children and the constituents that live here. Okay, I want you to remember that. It needs to focus on the right work. Okay, I'm looking at Councilman White because it needs to focus on what the community needs. Okay, just remember that. But parental engagement, if we could solve that problem, I could solve everything that goes on in our school district. I have tried food, I have tried gift cards, I have tried everything. The only thing I haven't done is send a bus out to the community to pick them up, and that'll be the next thing I'm going to do. So that I can get parents to come in. Now they'll come for Valentine Ball, they'll come for various things like that. And they'll come for some PTO meetings. The elementary school is really good about the parents coming out. But the middle and high schools, that's where the struggle is. But so I need this organization to unite. We have so many classroom rooms. I'm a proud graduate of the class of 1978. I'm the oldest person in this room, I think. I don't know who might be older than me. But I'm the oldest person in this room, not sure.
But I graduated in 1978. And my mother, y'all know she was a teacher. She was with me every step of the way. My daddy came to everything, my mama came to everything. But the parents today just won't come to all of the activities that we have. And our schools have some really great things. So if we could unify as a group of class reunions and just one day converge on the buildings and give the children that kind of support. Because each one of you, each class member has a family here, yes. Right? Yes. All right? Whether it's extended family, maybe their immediate family might be deceased, but they have extended family. We have to unify to be able to do that. I have a vision for the very first day of school is coming here, and I want to speak it to you all. I want all the classroom reunions to come together. You know, somebody might have to take a day off from work, but I want to line that building corridor so that when those children walk through the first day, they know that they have a support system. And that support system is going to be there with them. Yes. That's really important for children to see faces. You know, I hear that we line up. I'm looking forward to May 18th for the prom. They tell me we line up and we view all of that. Prom is great. It's great. But the prom is not going to help them graduate from high school. What's going to help them graduate from high school is the academics and the experiences that I can provide for all of the children there at school. So those are some of the things that I speak to you about. Is we need to try to unify to be able to do some of those types of things for the children and provide support structures for them so that they see familiar faces. So what's in the future for Allendale County Schools? The unity is what I really want, and I'm going to continue to speak that, that we need to come together and do something as a group to support the children. I'm trying to expand opportunities for our students. We're opening the esports lab because my children love to play games. The cell phones are a problem. They are a big problem in the schools because if a fight occurs or if anything occurs, they'll take a picture of it and they'll post it on Facebook. And the young people don't use Facebook. Instagram, Snapchat, what's the other thing they like?
TikTok.
They'll put it on there, right? So I need to channel all of that energy they have into gaming and STEM and all those kinds of activities. So we're opening an esports lab for the children so that they can design games, and they can design videos, and they can do those types of things at school. I'm trying to expand our program for CDL. A lot of the boys and the girls have told me they want to own a rig, they want to drive a big truck. That's what they call it to me. They say they want to drive a big truck. They want to drive a big truck. So I want them to have that opportunity to drive the big truck. So we are opening up a CDL program in our school. We're going to start basic with the bus and the dump truck, and then we'll expand into the rig because what do I have to do? I got to buy the rig and the trailer in order to be able to do that. So that's going to take me about a year to make sure I can put funds in place to be able to buy the rig and the trailer, unless y'all know somebody who wants to donate one to us. Okay? All right. And then the next thing that we're trying to do is continue to improve the academic performance by training the teachers, make sure we have the teachers in the right place, and giving the children the experiences by taking the college tours, all of the STEM activities that we can do, expanding some of our services that the children do. I have the dentist down in Fairfax, can't remember his name right now, but he is going to help us with a dental hygienist program for our children, and he and his wife are going to teach it themselves. And they're not going to charge them one single penny. Wow. So it's about community partnerships and those types of things. Because there are lots of people who want to be able to give back. Cullen's Lumber Mill, they support the incentive. So the reason I can give children $50 and $25 because Cullen's Lumber Mill makes a nice donation to our school district. And then there's some other entities that make donations to our school districts. Because I can't take general funding and be able to reward children that way. I can only reward them by contributions. See what else I want to do. Then there's, our children don't have a culinary arts program, and they really, really want a culinary arts program. They want to learn to cook. I don't know whether you were out here the other day for entrepreneurship, but a lot of our children were selling baked goods. They cook those things themselves. I have one young man who can make all kinds of cookies, and another girl that can bake cakes and do all those types of things. If I had a culinary arts program, we could develop them into being chefs. So I need to be able to do that. So I have this little plan for one of the buses there that's sitting out in the parking lot. I can turn that bus into a culinary arts program. So I'm going to work on that piece. We have another partnership going on in Fairfax with the new business that's coming to Fairfax. It's selling the emergency lights. You all know about a new business that's coming. It's black-owned, and they put the emergency lights on vehicles. So my children are building the shelving from our building construction. They're building the shelving for that company. So the more experiences I can give children to know that they can do this and they are somebody and they can be great, I want to be able to do that for them as much as possible. So what can you help? Help with unification, coming in and being a sponsor in our schools of anything. You heard Mr. Lott say sponsor Beta Club. We need sponsors for various types of things. Any small donation you can make allows us to be able to do various things. And it doesn't always have to be money. It can be time. Remember I said the children need what? They need time. There's a group, the Ministers in Action. For the first time, I don't even know how many churches we have in Allendale. Have you ever counted while you were here?
Oh, at least 30 or 40.
Right. So the Ministers in Action, we have about 15 churches so far that have come together. And they come to our schools every other Friday, about every third Friday, and they work with the children. And they're there at lunchtime. They come from 10:30 to about 1. And they hang out in the cafeteria. And they talk with the kids. And the children look forward to them coming. But they find out information from the children that they can come back and tell me so that I can make some additional changes. Okay? So that's the type of support we need. They don't provide any money for us, but they help with conversation and being a mentor, being a visible person. Because what else did I say children want? Time. They want time from adults. Right? So moving forward, our school district is concentrating on opening little new steps. We are a daycare here, so we need to be able to have that. We need housing for our teachers, because most of our teachers live in Orangeburg or Hampton, or some live in Barnwell. They don't live here because there's nowhere for them to live. But trying to work with Mr. Enos on some of those things. We have some other people that are volunteering their houses that they don't live in. They want to turn those into housing. So I'm going to capitalize on some of that. Jobs, of course, the training that we need. I want to be a training site. I hear, and am I still on camera?
You don't have to be.
healthcare. Glad we have the partnership with the Smiles next door, because that works really well for the dental care, that really works. But we need other kind of care, we need primary health care. So they have a mobile unit that they are going to start bringing to our campus. And we're going to try to work on that mobile unit coming at least once a month to the campus to be able to provide support for the children and their health care, their health needs. And then the last thing that I'd like for us to be able to work on as a school district is making sure that I can educate my parents along the way. That's why I asked about the DHEC services. And there are no educational services for the children, for the parents. And I know they have various types of services here, but if we could have parenting programs that educate them along the way and somehow make it mandatory when their children are out. That's why we got to get behind the solicitors. Because children can miss 90 days of school, and I take them to bring them right here in this courtroom for truancy. Somehow. That's it. And you miss 90 days of school, it's a law that children have to come to school. But they do nothing about it. That tells me that a solicitor could care less about what happens to these children in this county. So I'm going to keep speaking it into existence. My children are the very best and the brightest, and they can do what people say they can't do. I thank you for the opportunity to be able to talk with you a little bit today. I want to leave you with this one thought. My mother taught it to me when I was a small child. If a task is once begun, never leave it until it's done. Be a labor great or small. Do it well, but not at all. And my dad taught me this, that life is like a deck of cards, and you are dealt the hand that you're dealt. But he told me, baby girl, I want you to learn to play that hand well. So those are two things that I try to get my children to remember. That if you start a task, don't forget it. And you have to learn to deal with whatever happens to you in life. You have to learn to strategize. Absolutely. So let's unify. Let's not be so divided in this country. So we can do some great things for the children who live here. They deserve that. Thank you. Any questions? Ask away.
All right.
I'm sorry, I move about.
No, you're fine.
I don't stay one place.
It's on the swivel, so we good.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What are you hearing, if anything, regarding consolidation or anything?
Okay, before you,
Are we gonna be on camera?
disclosure.
So-
What we don't want is for us to leave here without facts. And if that camera is gonna cause that, then we need to shut that camera down, because we want to be effective and efficient, and we need facts. So disclosure, if you want that camera off,
I do.
then we need to put that camera off, because